what are the biggest questions you have out there right now, or that science has out there right now?
Found that we can reset the age of a cell and literally turn its age back. There's a clock in the body that we can measure. It's little chemicals that bind to our DNA as we get older. And by measuring the rate of those changes, think of it like plaque on your teeth accumulating. The older you get, as long as you don't scrape it off, the more you'll have. Similar to our DNA accumulates these chemicals. We can measure the clock. We can predict how long you're going to live based on that clock. And what we found is we have a new, currently it's a gene therapy, but hopefully one day it could be a pill that resets the clock and cells go back to acting and being young again.
No way.
But I'm optimistic that we can reset multiple times. Imagine that.
Be amazing.
It's called the Horvath clock. It's the pianist. You can measure how old the pianist is within a few percent. So you can actually predict when you're going to die now.
Shut up.
Really?
Have you predicted
I got to do it. I got to do it. A child born today in the US can expect, not hope, but expect 50% of them to live to 104.
So.
And in Japan, 107.
Oh my gosh.
If we keep going up. Now, that's not going to happen by accident. That's going to take researchers like me to figure it out. And a lot of
and them doing
research.
the work, and people actually not eating horrible and smoking, and doing the things that help.
Hopefully that'll help too. That's why
Wow.
I wrote the book, is to help people live longer.
But just 100 years is their lifespan now.
Well, yeah, that's the predicted trajectory. That's without any radical breakthrough.
Wow.
Without fixing the pianist. Now, if we can fix the pianist and truly reverse aging, like a reset switch, then who knows? We could live to 120, maybe longer. It's hard
Me
to
and
say.
you, or
well, yeah,
people born today?
Well, I'm going as fast as I can, and we've had a big breakthrough in the last year that we found the reset switch, we think, in the cells to reset the age. Another brilliant student, he decided to reverse the age of the eye. So he took old mice that were basically blind and made their eyes young again so they could see, just like they were young again, yeah.
So you could do that with people too?
Well, that's the next step. That's a few years away, but
gosh.
we're working. I'm an entrepreneur, as you know, and
of course.
so I'm trying to push this out of the lab as fast as possible.
Wow.
But if it works on the eye, what else could it work on? Probably everything, I think. Now, is it safe? We think it is. We've given it to mice for a year and no problem.
This is all fascinating stuff, and I know you've got more in your book, Lifespan, Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to. Make sure you guys get this book, really powerful research in science. I got a couple questions left for you. This is called the 3 truths I ask everyone at the end of my interviews. So I want you to imagine it's your last day on Earth, and you're 150, 200, or however old you want to be. And you've done tons of research, you've written every book you want to write, you've answered every question that you can think of while you're alive. You publish all this information, but for whatever reason, you've got to take your work with you. So no one has access to your work anymore, your research. All your content is gone. It's going with you to another world.
That sounds like hell, okay.
Just imagine.
Yeah.
But you get to leave behind 3 lessons, or 3 things you know to be true from everything that you've learned in your life. You can write it down on a piece of paper. Everyone would have access to these 3 truths. And this is the only 3 things you could share that they would have access to. What would you say are your 3 truths?
All right. Right, the first one that I live by is all about maximizing human potential. I believe that we're way underutilized. But for the individual, what you have to think every day is do something that's worth writing about, or write something that's worth reading. So have an impact. That's my lesson, is don't settle for mediocrity. Do something spectacular and don't listen to the naysayers.
Okay. Is that one?
That's one.
Yeah.
The next one would be do something that scares you every day. Send off an email that you wouldn't be, you'd be afraid to do. And along with that, when you're young, take risks, like we did. You can fail, that's okay, you will fail. But it'll open you up to more opportunities.
Yeah.
But also you'll be a stronger adult, stronger 40, 50-year-old.
Yeah. Okay, that's 2.
The third one, I haven't pre-prepared this, but this one's from the heart. I've described to you what it was like to see my mother pass away. And I spent my life arguing with my mother, right? I regret that. So as a parent now myself, let me tell the younger people, tell your parents how much you appreciate what they've done for you. Tell them that you love them, assuming that you do, if they're good people. Because there will be a day, most likely, when they'll be gone and you won't have a chance to hug them anymore or see them anymore, because they're gone. And when they're gone, you think, how is that possible that somebody can be there and not there within a matter of 2 minutes? That happens. And I just wish that I'd told my mum more about how much I appreciated her. So I've dedicated the book to her because she cared more about herself than her kids.
Wow, that's special. Those are good 3 truths.